What's going on, guys? My name is Warren Marshall. I'm an adventure elopement photographer based out of Washington State, but today I'm actually traveling through Central Oregon, which leads me to a thought that actually pops up pretty often when I'm traveling, which is, when should you actually worry about taking photos, and when should you actually worry about just sitting back and enjoying an experience firsthand? There's a time to take a lot of photos, but also a time to put down the camera and be fully present and not take any photos at all. We're often reminded that we should take the time to experience a place fully, not just through the back of our viewfinder. And while I do agree with this notion 100%, this concept really makes me think when I'm traveling. And I had a few thoughts today really strike me that maybe these things aren't quite as opposing as they may initially appear. I think it's possible to still be fully present while you're taking a photo. Being present means focusing all of your attention on something, and since at that time your job is to document that moment, one could argue that that is when you are most fully in the moment. Having photos makes an experience much less transient, and while one could argue that you are subtracting time away because you're taking photos, I think it still gives the experience more of a perennial nature, because every time that you do go back and look at those photos, you get a little piece of that feeling back. And even before reaching that later point of having a final image, the simple act of taking a photo itself is something that we as photographers enjoy so much that I think it's much more of an additive rather than a subtractive component. So how do we discern between the two? At the end of the day, I think every individual as well as every experience is different. So the best approach that I've found is simply to go by intuition and with what feels right.